Pass it out to Hardbody Dreams.
Yes, sir.
K Hill. He's in the
Chili
house.
to Africa.
It's Guilty
But
Black.
Chili to Africa.
You
Yeah.
need to go get some
Chinchilla.
food.
It's Guilty Black.
Yeah.
Guilty Black will be back.
Yeah, I'll be back again.
Here, I'll let you get the seat right now.
Seat, the headphone, and a mic.
Yeah. Get in this joint right here.
You guys just let me know what.
Right here?
Yeah. You probably need the headphone.
Let me know what beat you guys want. I got the computers out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You got all the tracks on deck. So.
Yeah, I have everything.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So if you want to do a mic check, make sure you hear yourself.
Yep.
You good?
I can hear it.
Hardbody Dreams and
K Hill.
K Hill. One Oder.
That's One Oder, yeah.
This a little fraction of One Oder, man. We it's a little fraction.
Yeah. y'all deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how many of us in total? Is it six or seven?
Six. Maybe seven, but we'll see.
So
Yeah.
it's a movement. So did it start like, is it just individual MCs that came together on some Wu-Tang, or were y'all like just always rocking with each other?
I mean, like, I've been rocking with K for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, we've been doing music probably for the last 3 to 4 years. Actually, probably longer than that, like 5, maybe 5.
Yeah, I'd say 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
The old head, Guilty Black, I've been making music with him for about 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And you know, what really formulated this whole thing right here, man, was like, honestly, I would say, like, you know, getting connected with Kuza, you know what I mean? Getting connected with Kuza really set the ball going. It set the ball running, you know what I mean? Before that, we rapped with a different crew, and it was peace, you know, but there's something different about sitting down with the producer and formulating the song, you know what I mean? Formulating the beat, as opposed to, like, you know, like Kuza was saying, right? Like, I wrote a lot of stuff on YouTube beats too. I'll be scrolling through YouTube beats,
Always,
you know what I mean?
always.
Right?
Lord Finesse instrumental. That was my go-to every
Right.
DJ Premier instrumental.
Yeah, for real.
That was my go-to.
Griselda type instrumental, man. Meek Mill type instrumental, man. You know what I mean? So
Honestly, the whole One Oder thing it produced itself organically. You know,
Yeah,
it started off with, oh hey, I met this new producer at the Cypher. Right? He meets Kuza. We go over to a studio one day. Throws on some beats, all boom bap, all just straight hip hop boom bap type beats. You know, we went in there, and they're recording a verse, putting together a brand new song. I'm sitting there. I'm thinking, I'm trying to write my verse. I'm on some Wu-Tang shit. I'm like, all right, he's spitting some crazy shit. I gotta come up with something. I'm like, I'm trying to write this verse, figure it out. And then once I heard the verse that he laid down, I was like, no, I'm going full Triumph Inspect the Deck on this one. I'm not writing I'm not writing something brand new on the spot, you know. So, you know, you're talking about writing process.
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
It's like, for that one, I had to just bring one from the artillery, you know, from the head, and just brought one of my favorite verses I've written.
Yeah.
We spit it, put together that song that day. From that point on, you guys been making music. There was like a solid 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Every time I open up my phone, yo, we just dropped a new song. We just made a new song. We just made a new song. There was like 8 new songs made that week. You know, like these two together are a workhorse. Like he has rhymes for days off the head, like always building in the dome, and he's just always got music ready. So it's like you put these two in a room together, you're gonna have like at least 3 albums by the end of the month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of some primo guru type.
Yeah, some gangster. Like,
Yeah. So when did y'all started getting into rapping? Who was some of your inspirations coming up?
Man, I've been rapping since I was 13, so I'm about 35 now.
Okay.
Understanding power degree, and you know, for me, like, I mean, I've seen a lot of different eras. You know what I mean? Just like you've seen a lot of different eras. You've probably seen them since the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And you know, for me, when I was growing up, like, so in my teenage years, you know, okay, so like, let me rewind it. So like, from like, you know, probably like from like 4 to like 10, you know, I grew up on like, you know, Dog Pound, Snoop, and then like, you know, Heavy D, Velvet DeVoe, Tony.
Okay.
And then, you know, LL, right? This is all the stuff my mom was playing, right? You know what I mean?
Making me feel real old.
It feels good. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I was in the club when they was playing that.
Right. So, you know, there was that, and then, you know, once I was like really able to like really like, you know, kind of get a grasp of like what I was really listening to, right? I think my first album I ever got was I think it was Fabulous. I think it was Fabulous. It was Street Dreams. It was actually Fabulous, Street Dreams. I had the Dynasty. I'm just gonna go through the ones I had. I remember I had Street Dreams, Fabulous, the Dynasty, obviously Jigga. Back, and then I had Rule 336.
Okay.
I like Ja until 50 came out. I like Ja until 50 came out. You know what I mean? No, I still fuck with Ja. You know what I mean? Like that whole what was it? Vita Vetti or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
You know, Rule was dope. Right? And then, you know, you fast forward a little bit, and then I fast forward, and I started getting into like the Jada. I started getting into the Saigon. I started getting into the True Life. Started getting into the Mobb Deep. Because back then, it was like all DJ K Slay mixtapes, Envy, all that shit, right? Clue, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, and then obviously, you know, I fuck with them. I mean, you know, Biggie's Ready to Die, man. That was like my, you know, I dropped out of school, right? But I be ditching class just to be listening to that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a piece of shit. It ain't hard to fucking tell. It don't make sense going to heaven with the goodies dressed in white. I like black Timbs and black hoodies. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. I live for the funk. I die for the funk. That shit. You know what I mean? Like that was like, yo, this is hip hop, and that's back when I used to smoke, and I just be getting twisted, and I just started, you know what I mean? I just started making raps, man, and like, and I just started freestyling. You know, that was my thing. I started freestyling, you know, and like I told the, you know, MC Save the Whales at the press conference, you know, I'm like, before I even did a song, I started battle rap. You know what I mean? So I go to the West Side and start fucking smashing on the dudes over there, and just like you know, and I just, you know.
So you from that cloth? You from, cause that's where it come from. That getting in the cipher and just spitting. You know what I mean? So you were definitely battle tested.
100%.
And so yeah, shout out, congratulations, you know, on the battle and stuff. I heard I wanted to go. I was sick that weekend, but it looked like it was a good turnout.
It was.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the sharpest sword won.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what it is. You know, sort of across the, you know, sort of above a couple's heads. You know what I mean? You know what it is.
Yeah. That was a collaboration with
Set the Bar and Icon Hip Hop.
So who has set the bar? Is that
That's a local battle league.
Okay.
I would say they're slightly under like King of the Dot. You know, like kind of that style of battles. You know, acapella, rehearsed a couple months in advance. You know. I'd say they're doing pretty consistently. Yeah. Putting out battles. Like that was the first time I've been to a Set the Bar event. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, I see what they're doing.
Yeah. So what about you? Who were some of the artists that inspired you to get into this game?
Well, you know, like you were bringing up some albums. Like I was thinking of I was grade 6, you know, in elementary school, and one of my homies he took a CD out of his dad's collection, right? And we had the CD players, right? The Walkmans. And it was Doggy Style, you know? And it's like, I remember like passing that around like it was some sort of contraband, you know? Like, I was like, he listened to it for a little bit. He's like, yo, you take it for a little bit, you know? Like, but like had to make sure we return it back to its rightful owner, right? But yeah, I was just, they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. Like that smoothness of the Snoop, you know?
So hold on. So your dad was listening to Doggy Style?
Homie's dad was, yeah. He's a straight. He was about it, you know.
And y'all was like, yo, we got to get that.
Yeah, like that. You know, I was born '93. You know, some of the best music came out in '93. You know, '96.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I had an older brother he was knowledgeable about hip hop. You know, he wasn't from the streets or anything. He was a bit nerdy, you know, computer. But what he did for me is he learned how to download all these albums. You know, so like he went from you want to hear some Tupac? I'm gonna download every single Tupac album ever made. So it's like people would come to my house with their iPods and be like, load me up. So I give you all the Big Pun, I give you the Big L, I give you all the Gangstar songs, I give you all the Pac songs, like whatever your iPod could fit, like I'm gonna lace you with just classics, you know. And I think having that foundation of the golden era, you know, you talked about the second wave, you know, all that '90s music where like Big Pun, you know, just how technical he was with his lyrics. I listen to that and that makes me want to like make my rhymes a little bit better, you know. And I think I was cut from that cloth of like I want to be better, you know. I don't want to my standard of rhyming is at this level. You know what I mean? Like if I just grew up listening to the radio stuff and what was popular, my standard of what I would want to be at would be low. You know, I can do what they do. But when I'm listening to Beast, I'm like, I can't do what Big Pun does. But I'm gonna work my way up to that caliber, you know. And it takes for me it took like just learning words, man, like reading, and being like
still sharpen steel.
Yeah, you know, and I think having these people inspire me, it was like, yeah, like I wanna be the best. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna settle for less. So I'm just grateful for that foundation, like you know what I mean.
And that's what's so dope to hear these stories from artists, what got them going, and just that process, because you know at that stage you're probably not thinking about the future like that, like but you know you're putting in that work, and that's why I tell any artist, you gotta put in that work. You gotta go in the gym. You know, like my son, he talk about how he was good at basketball, but I was whooping his ass, and then I'm like, yo, you ain't in the gym? Like, your buddy's at the gym getting it in. You know what I mean? So I'm like, nah, you gotta be in it. Like you shoveling snow and you balling, so definitely putting in that work, putting in them hours.
And that's what, you know, that's the thing, right? Like, so like for me, right, I write everything in my mind, right? Everything's in my mind. I don't use a pen, I don't use a pad, I don't use anything. So it's all in my mind, right? So
that's crazy.
This, you know, for people, they see it and they like, man, this shit looks so effortless, right? But you don't understand that this has been in the making since I was 13 years old, right? And it's not like, this is the thing, man. We ain't no cat in the hat ass rappers. You know what I mean? This ain't no fucking Dr. Seuss shit. This ain't like, yo, you just watch a couple YouTube videos and you forgot how to rap. Nah, man, this is more than 20 years of a pain experience. You know what I'm saying? Because like, there's been a lot of times where I was in the streets and this shit was the only thing that kept me somewhat sane. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Somewhat sane. Because I was still doing, making insane decisions, right? I was gambling with my life, right? That's an insane decision, right? And so, you know, this hip hop, man, like, I'm grateful that I was bathed in the foundation. You know, I'm just like a little bit like, you know, I'm just a little bit like I came through in the second wave. You know what I mean? I came through in the second wave. And the thing about, you know, when we talk about knowledge, right? Like knowledge being infinite, right? It's like you could always learn, right? And so when culture vultures come in, right? When vultures come into the culture, they think they can like, you know, drop a little, and oh my God, it's so good, right? But yo, check this though. But you don't even know where hip hop started. You don't even know who is accredited. You know, like we talking DJs, we talking MCs, right? But my point is that I now, even myself, right? I will call myself a master MC. I'm a master at my craft. I still go through the crates and do the knowledge. And oh man, right now I'm bumping Return of the Boom Bap. I'm fucking with the KRS. Last month I was digging into the King, Mortal Kombat. One more buck, K. You know, I'm just digging through it because you know I want to continue to expand my mind when it comes to hip hop. Ain't nothing like I will never be able to know everything, right? So I want to continue to expand, and that's the thing, man. You gotta like I find like it's in my opinion, right, that if you want to better yourself as an MC, then you need to go through the foundation. Go to the foundation. See how MCing started, right? See what these brothers was doing, because these brothers was ahead of their time. Kane, Rakim, ahead of their time. Nas, Cool G Rap, Ahmad Deep, Big L, ahead of the time, right? And it's like, you see how, I know I'm going on a hard rant right now, but I'm gonna keep building right now.
No, it's good.
So you see how, like, you know, like kind of like Kuzma said, right? Like, you know, in my era too, like when 50 came out, right? He changed the game, right? You know, Dipset changed the game. I was out, you know what I mean? Like, he changed the game, right? And then now you got like what you got now, and it's like, I mean, let me be choosy with my words, but it just seems like rap music has turned to this level of dumbness. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it was cool. If you was knowledgeable and you was intelligent, shit was cool, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's where and I'm not saying that it's not there. I'm saying that, you know, I see artists doing that, trying to really push it back, to bring it back to the beginning, right? Sure, we ain't gonna have the 90s anymore, because the 90s is the 90s, right? This is 2023, 2024, and so on and so on. So how can we, and that's what One Oder is. It's like you get in a mixture of different eras coming in. That's what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like hip hop is a platform that you can use to educate, to teach, to free the minds of the people who are in mental slavery. But if you just constantly being savage yourself, then how can you teach civilization? How can you teach anybody anything?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
True indeed. So getting into that, let's talk about some of y'all creative process when you working on songs and stuff. That's crazy that you don't write your lyrics down. You got it all up there. I did that a couple of times, but I'd be like, man, I got too much. I got too much shit going on up here. I can't. But I always thought that was dope to be able to just, cause it's a exercise. You hear that beat, you get it looped in your head, and then you get it one line, and then you do another line, and then you do another line. So is that your creative process? Like if Kuzma be like, yo, I got this dope beat. Do you just go in the studio and knock it out, or do?
let me just emphasize on this right here. Like the first time you came to my studio, I put the beat on. I think it was when you guys came. Yeah. And while he was listening to the beat, he was just kind of like, going like this. And you know, I thought he was just listening to it. And then I stopped the beat. He goes, all right, I got my verse. I was like, what? I was like, you have a verse? He's like, I got my verse. Record. I was like, what is this guy talking about? He's like, he just doesn't. You know, I have artists that come to the studio that will do that, and they'll sit down and write a verse for 3 or 4 hours. You know, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Your creative process. But I never had somebody come in and just like think a verse out. You know what I mean?
He on that Jay-Z Biggie.
Memorized, just boom. And then I was like, I found it so impressive that, you know, I charged my studio time. I found it so impressive. I was like, yo, you know, just come back. Don't worry about the money, we'll come back.
Yeah.
And then that's when we started putting 3-4 songs out a session. You know?
He hit you with that Vince Carter dunk contest.
Yeah.
When everybody in the gym was like, what just happened?
Right.
And what about you? What is your creative process when you get a beat?
Yeah.
Do you need a beat, or do you just write?
You know, my style, I have a little bit more patience. You know?
That's me.
There's been times we're in the studio together, you know, especially shout out Firepin. We were doing a lot of music with Fire Production, and it would be that style. We'd put on a beat, he'd kind of go through it, get 2 bars out, get 4 bars out. Oh, I'm ready. He's got 16 bars, you know. And so in that time that he's putting together his verse and recording it, I'm coming up with my verse. So that gives me like at least like half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So what I like would do occasionally is like I find kind of segments of ideas that I have, you know, written down on my phone or whatever. Maybe I got like a punchline or something. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna utilize that. I can just go through and I can kind of take old ideas, bring fresh ideas, and I can make my 16-bar verse the best that I can make it. You know, so it's like my process can sometimes be like we said, throwing an instrumental off YouTube and just write crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but then there's times where all I have is like one line. All I have is 1 bar, and now I'm gonna turn that into a whole project. You know what I mean? And it's like I'll be driving sometimes. I'm driving to work or whatever. I'm driving home, and I'll be like, I'll be wrecking eyes like glaucoma, and I'm like, I gotta write that shit down.
For real,
you know, I'm like, how am I gonna use that? And then I'm sitting in the studio, we're putting together the song called Power. And I'm like, all I have is that one line. I'll be recognized like glaucoma. You know, my brother right here, he's got glaucoma. You know, and you know, I'm inspired by life. And I was thinking, I was like, I like to take words and change them. Like, you could recognize me, but recognize.
Yeah.
So it's like,
meanings.
I'm always trying to think of like crazy. How can I spin and make a double meaning, make a double entendre? I'm always trying to do that. So it's like, as long as I got that little golden nugget, I'm like, the verse has got to be crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love hearing that from artists, just the process and what gets them going. Because sometimes when I'm at home and my wife be talking to me, and she can see in my eyes, she be like, "You're thinking of a rhyme, ain't you?" I got that glazed look.
Yeah.
Especially if you hear a dope beat or something, you like, hold up.
Yeah, or sometimes you've been thinking of it throughout the day, you know, and then subconsciously the idea it comes finally. You know, it's like you've been building it and it's kind of going, but you know, maybe I don't want to think too hard about this bar and kind of let it go. A day later, I'm working, I'm doing something, you know, tedious. I'm just doing some job, and then all of a sudden, boom, there it is. You know, so it's inspiration can come from so many different places, so many different times, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you know, you're just chilling, and then your mind's going.
Well, I think that's a testament of the artistry, you know what I mean, that, you know, and the respect that you have, and like you were saying, when you do it and you put in that work, it's second nature. You know what I mean? It's just like riding a bike. You know what I mean? And if you're a true artist, you walking down the street, you seeing something, you like, okay.
I can make a bar about that.
Yeah, like you said, it gives you that nugget. The next thing you know,
and come to think of it, I've been doing that since I was like 13, 14. I remember going on a family trip. We were driving somewhere, and I see a certain sign on the side of the road, and it just sparks. Oh, that word. It interprets that. I interpret that word a different way than it's to the visual eye. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna change that. And it's like I'm inspired by artists like R.A. the Rugged Man. You know, he just came to Vancouver. You know, and like Vinny Paz, like Immortal Technique.
I was just listening.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like Vinny Paz. I was listening to him on the way here, and he's just insane, man. That aggression and just technical, just the multi-syllabic like bar structure, like. You know what I mean? Like, I'm obsessed with multi-syllable rhymes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just.
And that's the thing too, man. That's what I find with like, because, you know, like I traveled through all types of different beats, right? And, you know, when I was in my younger days, right? I would, so like I was saying, like I went through so many different eras, right? And I was caught in that trap area for a minute. You know what I mean? So that, you know, I found with the trap, it just kind of, it's so dumb. It just dumbs down, right? But when I'm fucking with the boom bap, it's just like my mind opens up, man. It's like the third eye open up, fucking crown chakra open up, and I'm just like, and it's just like, you know, we talking about the multi-syllable rhyming, and it's like, you know, and I started this process because I had glaucoma. So when I would write on the paper and I was in the booth, and I was saying I was started at Guilty's booth like years, like almost a decade more. I couldn't deliver my bars with the power that I have because it was hard for me to read, right? So I was like, you know what, fuck it, throw on the beat, man. I don't need the paper, and I just started, and then it became, and now it's like, you know, it's like that 10,000 hour rule, right? You know what I'm saying? And now it's just like. Yeah, man, anywhere, man. At any given time, I got like, I don't know, any given time, I probably got like 400 bars in my head. You know what I mean? Any given time, you know? On top of like, my lessons and my degrees that I'm studying and like all these other different things, right? And it's like, you know, because the mind is the most supreme thing on the planet, man. You know what I mean? It literally is a computer, right? So, you know, it's you know, how I compartmentalize everything. Sometimes I don't even know, God. I'm just telling you that right now. Sometimes I don't even know. You know what I mean? People are like, how do you do that? And I say, I don't know.
One thing too about how you do it all off the top like that is like, it's not just coming up with a verse. It's not. He's coming up with the intro, the verse, the bridge, the hook, the other verse. Like it's a full song structure. Like and that takes like another level of musical talent. Because it's like he knows the melody of how everything goes, and it's like you're reading a sheet of you know, like how they write music with the symbols and all that. It's like that's all in your head. You know what I mean? So that's like I can come up with a verse in the shower and maybe remember it, but I can't remember a whole 3-minute song. You know what I mean? So
well, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because it was crazy when I saw your post and you mentioned about your grandma.
My grandmother,
being a jazz legend.
Yeah.
And when you said her name, I was like, hold on, my homie Nate.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
I was like, my homie Nate, because I know Nate for 15 years.
Okay.
And he had told me about his grandma being a jazz legend.
Yeah.
So when you said that, I had to hit up Candy, his girlfriend. I was like, Candy, what's Nate's grandma name? You know what I mean? And then I hit you up and I was like, yo, I think I know your cousin and stuff.
Yeah.
So when I connected that and listening to the music, like you saying, I can hear how you had certain inflections in your voice. You know, it's the lyrics are there, but also the delivery. And even just you know what I mean? Like I said, me and my wife was up in Whistler this past weekend. I'm up there probably scaring people. I'm like, you know what I mean? Chinchilla, you know what I mean? So you can. That's why I hit you on Instagram, and I was like, okay, that's in your soul. That's in your DNA. That soul.
It is.
You know what I mean? So when you said that about, and also too, when you talk about having glaucoma and, you know, reason like the join us in the struggle, I feel like in order for you to be a better version of yourself, you got to go through the struggle. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you go to the gym and you bench press 100 pounds, if you want to get bigger and stronger, you can't just keep bench pressing 100 pounds. You got to do 100, 100. So those challenges and those struggles is what will build. And before that, you probably didn't even know you could have 400 bars in your head. But now, because of what you went through, that's you. You know what I mean? So that's crazy, man. So how would you, since we talking about the art and its impact, how do you want people to receive your art? How do you want your art to impact society?
You drop it first. Let me ponder on this for a minute.
Yeah.
What do you want people to take away from when they hear your music?
So, you know, I kind of have two avenues. You know, I have my solo music. I got my solo mission. You know, and what I do as an individual is like, I'm putting out music for people recovering from addiction. You know, people struggling in that aspect. You know, that aspect, like mental health and all that. So it's like, that's how I have experience in that, you know what I mean? Like I went through the struggle of addiction. I went through all that up until I was 25. You know, I let go of all that, you know, so I'm going on like 5 years now. And
Congratulations,
it's like,
man.
So I can use my music to kind of reach that community. And it's like, that's how I can positively affect people, you know? Like, I can help people struggling from that, because it's like, there's a whole epidemic going on. You know, so
definitely.
So there's that aspect, and then there's the aspect of me I just want to write dope shit. You know what I mean? And I don't want it to always be depressing or like that. You know, like sometimes I just want to bar out. You know? And just fucking. So I kind of have two aspects. Like I can help people. I feel like I'm in a position where I can help others through that avenue, but also it's like I just want to connect. I just want to connect with hip hop lovers. You know. Like with One Oder, the type of music we do is like, it's kind of like reminding me. I went to the 50 Cent concert recently, and I could see how it was like a mixture of like old heads and the young kids. And it's like, you know, Get Rich Die Trying came out when I was like 12 years old. So it's like it was a huge impact on my childhood. You know what I mean? But it's like I want to make music that like the old heads can like. and the young kids can still jam too.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe we can inspire the youth to choose a different path.
Yeah.
Maybe we can inspire them. Hey, like this hip hop, you can dance, you can DJ, you can rap. You know, like there's another way out than just the. You know what I mean? Like
Trap.
yeah.
Well, it's like what
yeah.
we was talking earlier, and I had mentioned about when you write your story and you give from your experience.
Yeah.
That story can help other people. That's why I wanted to have this platform to not only showcase artists, but also get the people to connect with the artists on a deeper level. Because you go through what you go through, and you put that pen down, you putting some jewels, some gems in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And hopefully other people can pick that up. Because like you said, you done been through something. You know what I mean? So, and that's how I look at it with my music too. I'm like, okay, I'm going through this. Let me get these lessons. You know, devil out here. Let me get these, and then boom, put it in. So definitely, man. And like you said, it's balanced. So you got that, but then with One Oder, you just come in on some abomatomically. You know?
That's it. You know, it's funny, man, because that's a lot of people, you know. That's like the response that a lot of people who may not really understand the culture. And it's a compliment if you like, yo, y'all remind me of the Wu. Like it's a compliment, right? It's a compliment. But I would say that it doesn't sound like nothing like the Wu. You know what I'm saying? It's its own sound, right? So when you got brothers spitting God Body, right? And it's like they just associate that with the Wu, right? But it's just having knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? So I got knowledge of self, right? So, you know, as a supreme being, black man in Asia, right? It's like I can use the knowledge, and you know, I mean, I can control the masses, right? On some negative puppet master shit, right? Or I can use the knowledge to free you out of the mental prison, right? Because that's what it is, right? Teach knowledge and wisdom to all the human families of the planet Earth, right? And so, like I was saying, hip hop is a platform to do that. That's just one avenue, right? But you know, outside of that, you know, it's getting part of the community, right? It's getting to the youth, to the babies, right? Because they are the future of their generation, you know. So when it comes down to this, the collective sound of One Oder, right? It's got to be powerful. It's got to be positive. You know what I'm saying? And it has to have a message. It can't just be about. It can't be about drugs. It can't be about guns. It can't be about, you know, treating, you know, women with, you know, disrespect, right? And I was on that. You know what I mean? I used to be on that because that's all I knew. Yeah. And that's all I could be. I could only be held responsible for what I know, right? Yeah. So it's like now that I know different, I have the choice to do different, right? And so, you know, I want to be a positive. I want to be a positive figure in the community. I want to be a positive figure in people's lives, right? Yeah. When they hear Hardbody, I want them to be like, yo, that brother comes with it. You know what I mean? He's speaking truth. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not about the illusion. You know what I mean? It's not about living in the matrix. Even though we in the matrix, it's not about living in the matrix. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And and like I said, you know, like with that whole era between the you know, the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was cool to have the intelligence, and you got to be the magnetic, God. You got to be the magnetic, right? And so that's what it's about for me. It's about being the magnetic, man.
And I peeped that in the project. You having those skits in there where you know you trying to steer Shorty on the right path, and like you said, you know, I come from that era of Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teacher. I'm from New Jersey. You know what I mean? I came in second place to fucking Wise Intelligent in the rap battle. Shit, but many people were taking L's from Wise Intelligent. And so you know, and I think that's one thing too. When you hear the music and you start, you come in with the 5%. It takes a lot of us. Like I said, I'm a young old head. It take us back to that, the Rakim, the Big Daddy Kane. You know, definitely Wu, but even before that. Yeah. Because the foundation of hip hop, 5% Nation was definitely part of from the B-boy stand, you know, and even how cats, even how cats were dressing, you know what I mean? And even going, you know, cats like AZ, you know what I mean? So I think definitely when I heard it, I was like, I thought about Wu, but I also just thought about the Rakims and the Daddy Kanes and what I grew up listening to, is then especially when you drop in knowledge, because when you really break it down, like you talk about the drugs, the guns, you really get deep and you be like, yo, okay, the government was really the ones facilitating the destruction of the community, so why are we bragging about that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But when you go through it and you build your testimony, it resonates because it's authentic. You know what I'm saying? And I want to get this guy on. He just popped in. So Guilty Black?
Yes, sir. How you doing, baby?
Pretty good. How you doing?
You know, I'm here,
So
baby.
you like me? You the young old head.
Same thing, you know what I mean? Everything you're discussing, you know what I'm saying? You know, I grew up, I don't know, the famous DJ out here, Earl of Pearl.
Okay.
From back in the day, you know, early 80s, they used to get servicing. I was just a little tight, you know what I mean? Little shorty, you know what I mean? And, you know, they had the decks there and stuff. So they'd be getting all the records in from all the labels and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'll be putting the headphones on, putting the cuts on, right? So I'll be listening to these cuts from, like, you know, early 80s and stuff like that, you know? Like, when Run DMC came out, Suck MCs and all that stuff blew my mind, you know what I mean? It was just like repeat. It's like the whole summer, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what, you know, I got love for this, man. I was born into this, you know. Like my uncle, he's a drummer, you know.
Okay.
He had a radio station, you know, he's into the reggae and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he had a radio show here for, you know, umpteen years and stuff like that, right? And so I've been around music, you know, rock and roll, all music, man.
All music,
you know what I mean? Not just hip hop, you know what I mean, right? All music. I'm a music lover, man. That's all
And a lot of that music comes from the black experience.
Oh, of course, man. Especially the reggae and the dub and the mix with the R&B, you know, when it went up to New York there, you know what I mean? Something special, man.
Yeah.
Something
So Hardbody said that y'all been doing music for like 10 years when...
Yeah, you know, I met him about, I think it was 2012, maybe? 12, 13, I think it was, right? Him and Hill came out, actually.
Okay,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying, right? You know?
Back with the whole 83 Benz.
Yeah, you know.
Brother had the 83 Benz, like the ones like Saddam had and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Came in stunting, you know? Right?
I was so nervous, man. I was like, you got a real studio?
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, got messed up, but we won't talk on that right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with us, right? But the guys next door, let's say they were not too nice, right? You know, anyway, messed our stuff up. But yeah, when I met Dreams, you know, I got another partner, my cousin Holiday, you know, he met him at a party, and he's like, yo, I got this guy, he's fire. I was like, oh, okay, bring him through, right? So he came through, and yo, he was everything, you know, that they said, right? And, you know, Hill came through, you know, one of the best people I've ever met in my life, you know what I'm saying, right? And we started building.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, right? Dreams might not like to hear this, but it was a lot of development. Like he said, the mind state wasn't at the proper place, right? But, you know, we stuck together. We're here. And now the mental is right. You know what I'm saying? Right? Now we know what affinity is about, right? You know you can achieve anything, you know? You put the mind to it, right? And it's even better, you know what I'm saying? When you have more numbers now, that energy is just magnified, right?
Yeah.
You know?
So definitely, since you mentioned that, what are some of with this movement that y'all started, what are some of the challenges and insights that you got from this movement? Because like I was saying earlier, you know, when you got a vision, a lot of people don't share that vision, and it takes a special individual to keep pushing when it's not manifested. It's still in the thought. It's still this vision. So what are some of the challenges and what are some of the lessons learned from keeping that movement going? Any insight?
Yeah. I mean, like, this is not a joke thing, man. It's like, you know, when Risen and, you know, when they talk about Cat in the Hat rappers and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
I said that shit earlier.
Oh, okay. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe that's what they say, you know, they say, they hear the music and they're like, yo, it sound like the Woo was. To me, no. It ain't even close. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even close. But it gives you that same feeling spiritually. You know what I mean? Right? Like you do get the, you know, the connection with it spiritually, right? And what we're trying to do, we're just trying to build out here, man. We're trying to build community. I mean, you know, like I said, I seen Vancouver a lovely spot, you know, when the Rascals and stuff like that, and I was coming up at the same time, you know, do a lot of shows and stuff. You know, Checkmate and I used to rap together and stuff like that, you know, Jay Swing and stuff like that.
Okay.
We used to be a squad, right? We had the radio show. It's called The Show at CITR and stuff like that, you know. We were building, you know what I'm saying? Right? We were building community, and how's it gonna survive without community? Right? You need community. So I think we got lost in that. You know, everyone became selfish and me, and in that whole mental, and you know, the labels are showing, oh, you don't need nobody, you just go out there by yourself, you know, blah blah blah. And we lost the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? You see some of these guys performing, it's like, oh my God, are you serious? You couldn't get away with that back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You couldn't even hit the stage unless, you know what I'm saying, you were proper, you know, and stuff like that. Right? Nowadays, the stuff I see, we got to get back. We got to preserve this, man. We got to preserve the boom bap. We got to preserve the culture. We got to teach these kids where it came from. Okay, you don't know where it came from? Hey, you know, we're not going to hold you guilty for that. But you got to go back and do your homework. You know what I'm saying? You got to go do your homework. So we're just trying to, you know, stand on the square like Hardbody would be saying. You know, we're just trying to stand on the square, man. And, you know, just positivity.
I'd say a challenge that we're dealing with is trying to get everybody in the same place at one time. You know what I mean? We're trying to. We had a show. We were doing rehearsals, you know, and this is something where we're putting an importance into our craft. We're gonna show up. We're gonna rehearse. We're gonna make sure this performance is together. It's proper, you know. And and that was a task to get everybody in the same place, you know. But we did it. And it's like, so that showed me that, you know, we're all committed to this movement. You know what I mean?
100.
And it's like, we're gonna show up for each other, you know. One person's got a performance, we're all gonna show up. You know what I mean? So I think, but that's a challenge to do. With everybody has different lives, you know. I have brand new babies. I got 6-month-old twins. You know what I mean? So I'm out doing the family thing, but One Oder calls me, I'll be there. You know? So it's like, but definitely just trying to get 6 members all in the same place to go organize and you know,
it's really a mind over matter. You know what I'm saying? Like you're discussing something before, and you know, how do you keep going, especially with all the negativity and, you know, the spiritual demons and, you know, the forces. You know what I'm saying? How do you keep going? Well, you know, you have to, right? You have to. It's mind over matter. You know, if you love this, you know. Hip hop is, you know, something I live, right? Rap is something I do. You know what I mean? It's hip hop first. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's mind over matter, but God has given us a great thing here, man.
And I think what you just said right there, that difference, rap and hip hop. I think, like you said, when you focus on, when you like, yo, this is about hip hop. This is about the community, culture, definitely. You know what I mean? If you just come in to rap and like you say, you just saying whatever,
right? You know, man.
That's why when you look at artists like the Pox and like, it's what they were saying that still resonate 20-25 years.
Melly Mel, baby. Like, is that not the best rapper in history? Timeless. You know what I mean? What's changed,
B Street is one of my favorites. If you listen,
another one too.
I would tell any of y'all, listen to Melly Mel Beat Street and what he's breaking down in there about the system and
man,
that's what changed my life. That and the Public Enemies.
Oh yeah.
You know,
the Chuck game. Oh man. Yo, Bum Rush the show. Oh man, yo.
Yeah. Oh man. Even when you said Run DMC, when you listen to some of this Hard Times.
You
know what I mean?
Man.
It's like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They talking about real shit.
Right?
That's the way
it
is.
You know what I mean?
You know, and the thing, you know, and the thing too, right? Like, you know, okay, so, you know, it's just like, you know, because you asked earlier when you was interviewing Kuza and Tess, oh man, I had it on my mind there, I just lost it. But oh yeah, what do you think about the culture? I don't know if you was gonna ask that about here, but
you
know, it's like I said, there's just a lot of vultures, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of vultures that don't really have the knowledge. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know, with any community, there's always some kind of gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody thinks alike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the problem, right? There's too many unalikes instead of a-alikes. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I gotta be the a-alike for myself. I gotta be that magnetic piece to attract the a-alikes. That's why we got what we have right here, right? And but there's too many unalikes trying to attract unalikes. You know what I'm saying? And
it's a lot of lack of knowledge, though. You know what I mean?
it is.
It's like monkey see, monkey do. And I've been seeing this going on in hip hop for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's like the movie Paid in Full came out. It's basically that. You know what I'm saying? At the end, when you see, you know, the video shoot and stuff like that, it's what it turned into. Like you not know, man. The '80s was lovely. You know what I'm saying? I always tell Dreams that, you know, the '80s was lovely. It was positivity. It showed, you know, our people like in college, you know, it shows like a different world, you know what I mean? It was so positive. Now I see why, you know, the masses, you know, had to shut it down. Because where would it be now if that positivity kept going, right? You know what I mean, right?
They wanted to stunt that growth.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. It was a movement, man. It wasn't even a color thing. It was a culture thing. You know what I'm saying? You had to get vouched for. You couldn't just come in this. You know what I'm saying? You could just roam around and just say, yeah, I'm a rapper and I'm doing this. Like, it wasn't that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing too, right? It's like, you know, even, you know, like people try to make it about race and shit, right? Like, and it's like, you know, well, I felt like I dealt with that with the situation with the battle, right? It's like, oh, Hardbody's a racist. And it's like, nah, I'm not a racist. I didn't even bring nothing up until you started talking about Elijah Muhammad, right? You speaking on things you don't know, right? And then, oh, because I dropped something, oh, now I'm a racist. But it's like, nah, man, listen, man, don't treat me like I'm some motherfucking doormat. Just because I come to you in peace doesn't mean it gives you the right to treat me like I'm nobody special. Because trust me, man, it can get real quick, right? So it's like, yo, man, don't take my kindness for weakness, man. You know what I mean? This ain't a one order, crush everybody, move the fuck out the way type shit. Nah, man, put your shields down.
Come build with us.
Come build, man.
Come build with us.
Stop being on that negative, oh, like everybody's too fucking insecure. They're insecure with themselves. They don't want to see another brother blow. We could blow together, but nah, man, you can't have that. That's mine. You in the sandbox trying to steal the next man's toy. You know what I mean? And it's like, nah, bro, here, let me give you a toy. Like, yo, you want to play? Let's play. You know what I mean? But it's too much of this, like the God said, right? Like it's too much of this selfish shit, right? It's all about me, what can I get? You know what I mean? And people don't want to come together. They don't want to collaborate. And if they want to collaborate, they're collaborating because they got some hidden agenda.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, we all know, man, it's numbers out here. It's a numbers game. Like rap and all this stuff, it's a numbers game, right? I mean, what's the percentage of melanated people in Canada? 14%. You know what I'm saying? Where you gonna go with that? And you know, like I'm gonna say right now, we don't like to support each other, right? We like to be the first ones to tear each other down. And it's like, yo, we gotta stop with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know, crabs in the bucket, but we gotta stop with that, man. It's a new era out here. You know what I'm saying? And we need to open up the mind and focus. And you know, when other nations are thinking of building, they're thinking hundreds of years ahead here. You know what I mean? We're thinking the next week. You know what I mean? I gotta get that phone bill paid, right? You know what I mean? Yo, it's time to build. I don't know if they shut us down every time we try to build, but we gotta keep going, man. You know what I mean?
Okay. Man, dope interview, man. I just like the energy and the knowledge and just y'all sharing y'all stories. And since it's already 7:40, I know y'all want to get busy. You know what I mean? So
what you got?
So
What you guys trying to rap to?
I do have I did pull up that Biggie beat. If you want to spit over that, or if you want to do some of your music, whatever y'all want to do, what y'all want to do.
Well,
I was thinking Bad Man.
why don't you? Okay, so why don't we let my man K Hill hit that Bad Man? Obvious shit, man. You know I want to hit that fucking. I gotta hit that Biggie beat, man. I gotta hit that Biggie beat. You know what I mean?
So
let yo Kuza run that Bad Man. Let my man K Hill spit his verse on it.
This is the song we were talking about first time we came to Kuza's studio.
Yeah, you know, for the first time, you know, these guys linking up, man.
Why don't you do the whole song though?
The dopeness,
Alright.
man.
It's just that.
We gonna have time to still hit that other beat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 minutes, right?
Okay, let's run it. Let's run it.
When a bad man come, all the boy run. When a bad man come, all the boy run. What?
All right.
I'm not hearing nothing, so you guys.
I just heard the beat for 1 second.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me.
Can we play it on the speaker, or does it have to be on the?
No.
Is there, no. Okay.
Can you hear it now?
It's gonna bleed.
Yeah, the bleed.
Yeah. Now it's not in my headphones. No.
It's just on the right. Hey, yo,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
yo.
Yeah. Let's go.
Cruising non-star on the production.
One Order in the building. K Ski.
Skate.
Jason Bourne, they wanna snatch my identity. I was born a king, they want me dead like I'm Kennedy. Rearrange my history and try to suppress my memories. Divide all my niggas and create murderous tendencies. I was in the shack around my way, this supremacy. Now the boss holistic, I'm here to just give you remedy. With a cup of Colombian mama's definitely Medellin. Walter White, I'm cooking it like methamphetamine. I was born a god, you can check my ancestry. Not Raekwon, but on the mic I got the recipe. Chef and great songs, there you represent next to me. Dropping napalm, make you sweat like it was ecstasy. Watching for the snakes in the garden is a necessity, especially when your best friends become worse enemies. Why they wanna suck your energy? I need a house out in Beverly, supermodel named Stephanie. Don't let the Terminator come and exterminate ya. Young boy, to be God is your nature. Don't let the Terminator come and exterminate ya. Young boy, to be God is your nature. When a bad man come, all the boy run. When a bad man come, all the boy run. When a bad man come, all the boy run. No need for gun, what you do cannot be undone.
The white lines, I write mine to
The fight of physics.
Symbolize linguistics
Like it's hieroglyphics.
Spirit inside is written.
Most High's got
infinite ties
to my existence.
I am not human.
I just like the image.
Though I wouldn't mind a better
Headline, I'm kidding.
Rewind the time until you
Find
find
what's
what's
hidden.
hidden. And learn to bring to life
With the mind and vision.
Forget how we're living
Now
now.
we're Satan.
Looking at the sky,
Questioning the cloud formations.
Check the vibration, company
Rounds be changing.
Twins on the way, I'm contemplating
How I'ma raise them, elevate.
From underground floor basement, awaken to a day getting paid
From the sound creation.
Get props without the fame, and people still saying,
I'm so proud you made it. Don't let the Terminator come and exterminate ya. Young Butterby, God is your nature. Don't let the Terminator come and exterminate ya. Young Butterby, God is your nature. When a bad man come, all the boy run. When a bad man come, all the boy run. When a bad man come, all the boy run. No need for gun, what you do cannot be undone. Woo! Bang, 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 bang.
Blaze, blaze, boy.
Blaze,
Blaze, boy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you want? I know you want to get busy on that.
Oh man,
Yeah,
let me let me just tear this shit up for a
Yeah,
second here. Let me just hear this
I
shit.
just
Right?
put it. Unplug it.
Yeah. You can just unplug
Yeah,
that.
I'll put it down. I'll put it
I just turned it off. Okay. All right.
Is there a specific mic, or is it like
It's right in front of you.
it's right in front of me? Okay, right here. All right, let's go.
All right. Let me get it going.
Woo! Ooh.
He's talking about suicidal thoughts.
Who shot you, Wells? Who got you, Wells? Who got you, Wells? It's all love, baby. One Order. I'm the Lord of the Rings on 4 fingers like Legacy. I need more horse, 2 doors, wings on the Pegasus. Lord of all worlds, Allah, recreating Genesis. No port or York, go pushes at the entrances. David Beckham money and my squad looking generous. Haters wanna stretch you with the toys, looking treacherous. Short and mind poised on the block, looking devilish. Rappers making noise, what's with all of this embellishing? Asiatic black man, mind of a mentalist. When it comes to rapping and rhyming, I am a specialist. Musa brought the trick knowledge, devils about an exodus. Seen more mouth from your shorty than the dentist did. I was just a hateful nigga, murder no evidence. R.I.P. your late mother, she was excellence. Take your girl and face fuck her for the Benjamins. Lorenzo Tate, Chris Tucker.
dead presidents. Whoa, you rocking with supreme melanin. This the book of Enoch. Come walk with the Nephilim. Killed the brown babies? No, they saved the brown babies. But guess what? They killed the black specimens. Wiser than an elephant, flyer than a pelican. 40 rings, born a king. Rise of the melanin. Straight eight, man, I'm about to go ape shit. Fucking Hardbody up on your playlist. And we came through late. Who gives a fuck what you thinking? Gold around my neck like the ancients. Plus I got wisdom like the OGs who came up off the slave ships. I burn sages, negative energy, try to kill me like I'm Kennedy. All I be doing is giving these rappers a remedy. Matter of fact, the band's gon' crawl like a centipede. One order, millennium, nigga, not a century. I'm about to bust on them like I was young buck. I was in the streets with guns stuck, blunt butt. But guess what? I think I'm going too hard. What's going on?
He was trying to get you closer to the mic.
That's the problem when you lost your sight. But that's okay. Ice frozen like a frostbite. Let me hit the microphone, show you what the God like. I shine like spotlight. Come on, man. Go ahead. Hit the shit. Let's go, baby.
Oh, that was the Who Shot Ya, eh?
Shit.
Yeah. It's K Hill. Introducing your majesties to family. I planted seeds and grew the salary. Impressed the empress, she spends loot so casually. It's no stress, getting rid of bread like gluten allergies. I collect and invest, each move a stack to cream. Hands dirty, soon they'll view me handsomely. Won't stop till we cop the yacht at the key. And I take care of the family. No more fucking freestyle, no more pre-written. I'm hitting them with the freestyle. Check it. Shout out to the DJ, the first podcast. Look at our shit, we not the outcast. On our shit, we make some shit that's gonna last. Cause we do this on what? Allah's path. Science. I'm a white boy, man, I cannot deny it. But I'm learning right here, so I'll go ahead and try it. Just coming over here in a cruiser beat, I just slide it. Cause cruiser beat got the boom back. And what? What do we got? That true rap, that true hip hop, cause we really do that. Live this life, you know I always drop a true fact. Cause it's K Hill, I still rep it. Coming over here, my name's Kevin. He calls me Hill. I'm over here 24/7 like 7-Eleven. Go get your chills.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
So your name Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your name's Kevin too?
Peace. Yeah, K Ski. Yo. Thank you. So, before we still got about 10 minutes, so can y'all tell people what y'all got going on, what's coming up?
Ooh.
We got the video.
Yeah, we got Hallapalooza, right?
Yeah, so we're doing a show October 28th at the Astoria Hallapalooza. That's gonna be a big event. If y'all in the city, come check us out. One Order. We're gonna give y'all a real fire show. Okay.
Got some special little treats.
Got some special treats. Trick or treat. We got some special treats. You know, and then tomorrow we dropping the One Order video. Off the album Born, right? That's the first single, and we're gonna be dropping that. You know, we all put that together, man. Everybody in this room, man. Everybody in this room put that together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's gonna be lit, man. Obviously, you know the Born album's out right now. You know, all on all music streaming platforms, and yeah, man.
Anybody else? Anybody got any shout outs y'all want to do? I know y'all said y'all got some members missing.
Q1 God.
Yeah.
Vladdy.
Yeah, DJ Vlad.
Who else we got?
You got AK.
AK.
Not DJ Vlad, we got DJ Vladdy.
Vladdy! No, Vladimir. You know, shout out to all the people keeping it real out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stand up right now. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to give a big shout out to K Ski right here.
K Ski, baby.
Baby, you know what I mean? Keeping it real out here, and anybody, you know what I'm saying, trying to build, you know, progress with this, you know, and love, you know, peace and unity, man.
Straight up. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth, peace to the babies.
Shout out Freelance Flint, the East Van Nip. The block party, you know, they put together a block party every year. They give out school supplies, backpacks to youth. They